Hare Krishna. So, now is approaching the appearance day of Lord Ramachandra, and he is Maryada Purushottama. Krishna is Lila Purushottama, the Supreme Lord who appeared to perform his Lila, his pastimes, his enjoyment. And he appears along with Srimati Radharani as Sita and Ram in the Treta Yuga to teach us how to live, actually, what should be our attitude in life. So he's called Maryada Purushottama. Maryada means a way of behavior. Yes, how to behave. What should be, what values we should have. What should be our etiquette in our dealings, and so on. So he exemplifies perfect behavior. And Lord Krishna explains in 16th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā different qualities. In the beginning of the chapter, which is mostly discussing the demoniac qualities, he first enlists 26 godly qualities. Yes. And then he describes demoniac qualities. And since everyone in material world is endowed with demoniac qualities, especially in Kali Yuga, it is said sometimes that in Satya Yuga, the demons and demigods or devotees lived on different planets. And in Treta Yuga, that was in Ram's time, they were living on different continents, demons and pious people. And in Dvapara Yuga, or in different countries we can say, in Dvapara Yuga, they lived within the same family. Yes, like we see in the family of Kauravas. There were Pandus and Kauravas. And in Kali Yuga, these demons and pious people live in one's heart. There is this Native American Indians proverb or comparison or saying that there are two dogs or two wolves, sometimes it says wolves, sometimes dogs, in everyone's heart. One is vicious dog and one is good dog. And who will win? Who will take over the other one? What do you think? Yes, exactly. The one we will feed. Yes, that one will prevail. So it's very important to understand what are the qualities, what is the food for the good dog and what is the food for the bad dog. And Krishna explains in this 16th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā the qualities of, we can say, the good dog in our heart, and also many qualities of the bad dog. And in this Ram Leela, of course, Ravana presents the bad qualities that we should try to avoid. And he is actually lust personified. Ravana. He wanted to enjoy everything for his pleasure. And although he was warned all the time that this is not wise, that he abducted Sita, and that he should give Sita back, otherwise he'll be the cause of the destruction of not just himself, but all his entire kingdom. He didn't want to listen. He was too engrossed in this enjoyment spirit. And although this Sita was not the real Sita, as we know, it was false Sita, he still wanted to enjoy her. But as we know, he was not able even to enjoy the false Sita. So this our great desire, or we can say conditioned soul great desire, to enjoy this world, but it's not possible to enjoy it, actually, even if you try very hard. Krishna explains in 5th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, Yehi sansparshasha bhoga dukkha yona evate adyantavantah konteya nateshu ramati buddha. That those who are intelligent, they don't try to enjoy this world. Because it dukkha yonaya gives birth to suffering. Yes. So whatever we hope that will bring us some pleasure, some happiness, brings us just suffering. Yes. Why? Because atyantavantak skandayana tesharamati buddha. Because everything has its beginning and its end. So one who is sane, he doesn't want that his happiness would be finished. But everything is finished in this world. And more we become attached to something, more we suffer when we lose it. And we become attached to things that we consider that make us happy. Yes. And more happiness we derive from something, according to our estimation, more we suffer when we lose it. And we definitely lose it. It's not any way around it. We cannot escape of losing it. So everything what is dear to our heart, what we live for, actually, in this material world, will be just the cause of our misery and destruction. And the point is, this misery and destruction not be only upon ourselves, but only on those we love. Also on those who we love. Yes, will be the cause of destruction of those who we love. Why? Because we'll give them our example, our set of values, our faith, what brings me happiness in life. So if I give faith in something, to something, I give strong message to others that surround me. Yes, this is worthy of pursuit. Understand? This is very important to understand, especially for those who have children. If you perform your sadhana, Jai Shri Shri Gauranitai ki Jai, Jai Shri Shri Radha Parisishwar ki Jai, Jai Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadramayi ki Jai. So, if you give this example that spiritual life is a burden, that I have to finish somehow or other my rounds, then no one will be inspired by such spiritual life. Because by our nature we are anandamoyo vyasat. We want to experience pleasure. We want to experience pleasure and happiness. And children will see, yes, spiritual life is just a burden for you. If we just try to catch our rounds and we don't focus on our chanting, and then we will see it's a burden for you. You don't take it very seriously. You don't take it for your life and soul. You have other values in your life. So actually your faith for happiness is somewhere else. Yes, and such an attitude will give strong message to them. Yes, happiness is in this particular thing. So therefore, Lord Rishabhadev very much stresses Guru na sasyat, sajano na sasyat, pita na sasyat, janini na sasyat, devam na tatsyan patisha sasyam, namoche sumapitimitiyam. That one should not become a guru or even a relative or a father or mother or a husband or even a deity if he is not able to deliver those who are dependent on him. Yes. So this is very important. And because people are prone, not just people, this is the common fault of every conditioned soul, to cheating propensity. Then we try to cheat Krishna also. Yes, and we just perform some absent-minded worship of Krishna, with our chanting or reading or anything. We tend to think that this is a mechanical process. So I put so much coins in the machine and this will be result. I'll get this juice out of it. But no, Krishna is not this machine. Krishna is all-knowing personality and living in our heart, knows the essence of our heart more than we know it. Yes. So it's very important to understand what are these demonic qualities and what are godly qualities, and to strive for godly qualities, not just to perform some austerity to be a good person. We should also understand this, because this is independent thinking. Yes, I will develop some qualities and then I will be a better person. So if we think like this, then we are in the center of our consideration. Then we want to be something good. But actually, devotional service means to be a servant, that Krishna is in the center, that we do everything for Krishna's pleasure. This is also extremely important to understand, because if we do something just for our betterment, that we are a better person, this is mode of goodness, it's not bhakti. And mode of goodness will definitely condition us to happiness and knowledge, as explained in 14th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. Yes, will not give us bhakti. Mode of goodness has no power to give bhakti. On the contrary, bhakti has a potency to give us mode of goodness and to lift us beyond the mode of goodness. So everything we do, even this acquiring these good qualities, should be our expression of bhakti for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, of Krishna, actually. This should be our deep longing. Yes, I would like to express these good qualities and avoid bad qualities just to please you, my Lord. Just to please you, my Lord. And I don't have any of these good qualities. I'm full of these bad qualities. Krishna, please help me. I cannot go beyond these bad qualities and acquire these qualities that please you without your help. This is attitude of bhakti, and we should understand how important it is. So nothing we should do on our own. And of course we should also pray to Srila Prabhupada, to our Guru, to the whole Guru Parampara, to engage us in this pure devotional service. It's so important to engage in pure devotional service, not mixed devotional service. Yes, this is extremely important. And one may ask, how it's possible to engage in pure devotional service as long as we are not pure ourselves, isn't it? One would think like this. But actually, we should know a secret, that our sadhya, our goal, depends on our sadhana. So sadhana by definition means that we are not perfect yet. Yes. So if we would be perfect, completely pure, there would be no need for sadhana, because we would be perfect. So therefore we should practice pure devotional service. Yes. And we should know what is pure devotional service. It's anya bilashita shunyam jnana karmadya navritam anukulena krishna anushilana bhakti ruttama. Yes, this is definition by Rupa Goswami of pure devotional service. So we should practice pure devotional service. Anya bilashita shunyam. Abhilasha means desire, and anya means other. And shunyam, we know, we pray to Srila Prabhupada, shunyavadi. Paschatya. He saves us from shunyavadi, this concept of nothingness. So, anya bilashita shunya, so that means that there's, sorry?
Voidism?
Yes, voidism. Void means emptiness. Yes. So we should be without any other desire. But how it's possible to be without any other desire? Especially, as we just explained, in the stage of sadhana bhakti, we are not perfect yet. So, unlimited other desires. So, Rupa Goswami doesn't say anya bilasha shunyam. Abhilasha means desire. But he says anya bilashita shunyam. That means tendency to desire. So, although we acknowledge, yes, I'm full of different desires, but I don't want them. This is anya bilashita shunyam. Although I have this problem, I want to get rid of it. This should be my desire, my prayer. Please, Lord, help me to give up all these different desires that prevent me to completely surrender to you. Yes, this is anya bilashita shunyam. Jnana karmadya navritam. So nothing should cover our bhakti. Even jnana, this means knowledge, and here these 26 qualities is definitely knowledge. And and our understanding that we are not this body and so on, this is knowledge. So we should be careful that this knowledge never covers our devotion. So although these qualities, to know them and to practice them is knowledge, should be an instrument of our bhakti, not other way around. Yes. So it should be expression of our bhakti, that we try to, and we pray to the Lord to give us this quality for our service to be pure. For our service to be pure. Yes. And that we get rid of these demoniac qualities that are represented by Ravana. So yes, Lord Krishna states these 26 qualities in the first 3 verses of 16th chapter. And he says, Abhayam sattva samshuddhir, jnana yoga vyavastiti, dhanam damascha yagyascha, swadhyaya tapa archavam. And we shall go one by one. And first is abhayam. So this fearlessness is extremely important. Therefore Krishna states it in the first place. And in the 13th chapter, a few chapters before, in the verses from 8 to 12, Krishna enlists what is knowledge according to his estimation. And he begins with amanitvam adambitvam. And he will mention also these qualities here. And he will mention amanitvam means humility, and adambitvam pridelessness. One may think this is the same. And he will mention this damba or pride in the first of demoniac qualities. So, it's very important to understand. So this ahimsa, not ahimsa, abhayam or fearlessness is really important quality of a devotee, because it signifies, it's we can say a measurement or meter, the measurement device, meter of our surrender to Krishna. Because Krishna is all-powerful. We all, at least theoretically, understand this, that Krishna is all-powerful. And there are 6 items of surrender to Krishna. Yes. Anukulyasya sankalpaha, pratikulyasya varjanam, rakshishati vishvaso goptaratve vranam tata atmanikshepa karpani shatvida sharanagati. Yes, there are 6 items of surrender. First item of surrender is to accept everything that is favorable for devotional service. And the second one is to reject everything that is unfavorable for devotional service. And then it's rakshishati vishvaso, that we have firm faith that Krishna will always protect us. And goptratve vranam tata, and we have firm faith that Krishna will always maintain us. And Acharyas explain that this particular quality, this firm faith that Krishna will always maintain us, is the central quality of surrender. Yes. And atmanikshepa, that we give Krishna our heart, everything, like atmanivedanam, atmanikshepa. And the 6th item of surrender is karpanya, is humility. Humility. So humility is very important quality. And if we really accept Krishna as our protector, absolute protector and maintainer, then what we can be afraid of? Nothing, actually. Yes. So this fear is signifies our material existence, actually. Yes, whatever fear we have in our heart, it's just a sign of our material existence. Yes, because we are afraid of losing our material existence. We are afraid, I don't know if we are afraid, how will I maintain myself when I'm old And if I don't have so many years of working that I have a pension, how will I maintain myself? How will I survive? Or the political situation is not very good. I've heard that there's some calls for war against Russia. And one may be afraid, what if I'm drafted in the army and sent to the Russian front? So many fears can be there. What will happen with my children if I have children? How I will pay my rent and bills. So many fears can be there. Yes, but all these different fears, or some say that fear of public speaking is worse than fear of death. So, because I may lose my reputation if I speak something that will not be pleasing for others. Yes. Or it's important how I look, because otherwise I will not be accepted by the society. So many fears. Who can list the fears of a living entity? Yes. But these all fears stem from our material conditionings. Yes. There are 5 types of material conditionings, and they are avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, and abhinivesha. Avidya means, of course, ignorance. So we are afraid because of ignorance, because we don't understand that we are Krishna's eternal servant. And servant means one who is under protection of the master, isn't it? Yes. Otherwise, there's no meaning of being a servant. Yes. So Krishna is most powerful master. No need to be afraid of anything. And ultimately we understand that we are not of this world. So even if we lose everything in this world, if we don't lose our connection to Krishna, what we have lost? Everything will be lost anyway. So it's just a matter of time when it will be lost. So why being afraid of losing anything? Yes. It's sheer nonsense, craziness actually. The sign of craziness, of one of the most deadly enemies of the soul, is craziness, or mada, or pride. Once it's translated as pride, once as craziness. So pride is craziness. Yes. So it's very important to understand avidya. This because of avidya, of this ignorance, we identify with something that we are not. This is asmita, asmi. Asmi means I am. Yes, asmita. I identify with something that I am not, with this body. And I don't just identify with this body, but everything that surrounds this body. So I identify with my culture, with my language, with my family, with my society, with so many things, with food that I like, and everything that surrounds me that I like. This is my world, and I identify with this. And because of this identification, there is raga, or raga means what I like. And therefore, what I like actually, I like everything that supports my existence. Yes, I like everything that supports my existence. So, and what is dvesha? Dvesha is the next one. Is I hate everything that might possibly endanger my existence. So I believe in every modern society there are different supporters of different football clubs, for example, and they hate each other, isn't it? Is France also like this?
Yes.
Yes, they hate each other. They fight. They even kill each other. Yes, because the other football club endangers my football club. So my world, my existence. Yes. So I love my football club. I hate the football club from the next one other city, or even from the same city, but maybe from another part of the city. Yes. This is craziness. This is craziness. Yes. And because of this raga and dvesha, and identifying with something that there is not, there is abhinivesha, absorption in material existence, and great fear. So this is fear. Fear is just the consequence of our material absorption. And therefore Prabhupada in his purport to this verse mentions that this abhayam is especially the quality of sannyasis who give up this world. But we know from Prabhupada's books that everyone should be a sannyasi, even grihastha sannyasi. Yes. Because devotees should be considered to be above varnashrama dharma. Yes, and it's offensive to consider Vaishnava as part of any of varnas or ashramas. Yes. So we should take this as our duty to give up our attachments to this world, and by this giving up attachments to this world, we can acquire this quality of abhayam. Of course, as we mentioned on Saturday, not Saturday, Sunday morning, I believe, that we are Tatashta Shakti, we cannot be independent. So every time we are dependent on some higher Shakti, more powerful Shakti. So either we are dependent on Krishna's internal energy, or we are dependent on Krishna's internal energy. We cannot be independent of the influence. So therefore, we should become attached to Krishna's internal energy. It is described in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam how it's about changing the body, but can also apply to changing our attachment from one energy to another. And it's used, this comparison, to caterpillar. You know what is caterpillar? This is a worm that goes like this. A caterpillar. I don't know the French word. Yes, that turns into butterfly. Yes. What's the French word? Chenille. Yes. Chenille, for the caterpillar. Yes. So caterpillar climbs from one blade of grass to another. First catches to another blade of grass and then gives up the first one. So we cannot just jump from one to another. We should first grasp the internal energy and then give up external energy. Yes. So that means we should first adopt Krishna consciousness process. Then we can give up this material conditioning, material conditioned life. Otherwise, it's impossible to give up material conditioned life, just like this. Yes, because we will just fool ourselves that we have. So this is the problem of this Mayavad philosophy, because they don't take shelter of Krishna's internal energy, of Krishna's bhakti. They may rise very high in so-called spiritual understanding that they are not this body, but they will fall down. Ye nyera vidaksha vimuktamaninas tvayasta bhavata vishuddha buddhaya aruha krishna parampadam tata patanti ado nadrata yushmatangraha. It's explained by demigods in the 2nd chapter of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, that ye nyera vidaksha vimuktamaninas, they can become vimuktamaninas. They think that they are liberated. Yes, imaginative liberation they achieve, actually. Yes. But they are avishuddha buddhaya. They have impure intelligence. Avishuddha, not shuddha, but avishuddha buddhaya. And therefore patantyada, they fall down again because of their impure intelligence. They fall down to gross material level, from subtle material level to gross material level. Yes, because they don't take shelter of Krishna. They don't take shelter of Krishna. So, therefore, and Krishna also explains this in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, daivī-sampad gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mam eva ye prapadante mayam etantarantite. It's impossible to give up this maya because it's duratyaya. It's all powerful. It's my energy. So, yes, therefore you should surrender to me. Mam eva ye prapadanti. Certainly, eva means certainly, only to me. If you surrender, then you can go beyond this maya, not otherwise. So it's so important to understand that Krishna is my only hope. And this Krishna is my only hope means taking shelter of Krishna's internal energy. Because Krishna's internal energy is meant only for Krishna's pleasure and nothing else. So Krishna is my only hope means I should understand that I am Krishna's servant. Yes, this is Krishna's only hope. Not that I accept Krishna as facility for my better enjoyment. Yes, Krishna can save me from suffering from this material world. So I engage him in my service. No. I should understand Krishna is my only master and only hope. So I should wholeheartedly engage in his service. So I should take chanting of my rounds extremely seriously. This is the message of every quality that we will discuss. That because Kali Yuga means the only process in Kali Yuga is chanting of the holy names. And everything else we do of these 9 processes of devotional service, according to Jiva Goswami, should be accompanied by chanting of the holy name. Yes, in worship of deities or rendering service to the Lord or different prayers to the Lord. Everything should be accompanied by, or remembering the Lord, should be accompanied by chanting of the holy names. Yes. Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nastiva, Nastiva, Nastiva Katiranatha. There is no other way in the age of Kali. No other way. Of course, holy name is most powerful in all ages. It's not just it suddenly becomes powerful in Kali Yuga. But in other ages, people were so qualified for some more difficult processes that they considered the holy name not so powerful. That was kind of offense to the holy name. Therefore, the prescribed process was something else. But we know from our acharyas and from Srimad Bhagavatam that holy name in every yuga has most powerful potencies. Yes, absolute potencies, not just powerful potencies, but absolute potencies. So, but in Kali Yuga, there is no hope for any other process besides the holy name. Yes, that can save our consciousness, and the consciousness is what is important. So this abhayam, fearlessness, is the meter of our surrender to Krishna. Yes. So we should examine our heart very thoroughly. How free are we from fear? Yes. Yes. And the nature of a master is to protect his servants. Yes. Sometimes servants, of course, are punished for some nonsense, but we should understand that the law doesn't apply for a king, and that means the law doesn't apply also for the king's servants. Yes, the king himself will punish or reward a servant, not according to the law, but according to his estimation. So therefore, we should understand that devotee doesn't have karma. Devotee is under the influence of Krishna's internal energy, which doesn't have anything to do with karma, but looks like karma. Therefore, some teachers, they say that it's Krishna karma. Looks like karma. But actually it's Krishna's mercy, because karma doesn't have power to awaken or to give rise to our surrender to Krishna. Yes, we know the conditioned living entities are under influence of karma, and they have no inclination even to surrender to Krishna. But whatever happens to a devotee, if he has proper attitude, this is impetus to surrender to Krishna, even if it's something very painful or troublesome or even nice. Gives incitement to the devotee to surrender to Krishna. Yes. So yes. Therefore, devotee understands, even if something unpleasant happens to me, it's just Krishna's mercy. So why should we be afraid? Krishna will allot me punishment according to his estimation, and it's just for my benefit. Why should we be afraid? Yes. Hare Krishna. Is there any question or comment or doubt?
A question about karma, that devotee doesn't have karma. It's for pure devotees, or just the person who want to become a devotee? Or Uttama Adhikari who just
Yes, very nice question. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains the devotee doesn't have karma when he engages in service, in devotional service to Krishna. When he declares, I'm yours. So in the stage of bhajana kriya, bhajana kriya, when we engage in the service under the guidance of some superior Vaishnava. Yes. Then we are free of karma. But if we do nonsense and we fall away from service, then karma again takes over. Or we can say that Krishna will always protect his devotees. So in this way also we are free from karma, for all eternity actually. Because especially if we say once a holy name without offense, like Ajamila, for example, his example. The holy name has a potency because holy name is completely transcendental, beyond the influence of time. So it has potency to free us from all sins and reactions, karmic reactions, from past, present and future. Yes. But Krishna will definitely not be satisfied if we turn away from him once we engage in devotional service. So he will allow material nature to act as if it were ordinary karmic reaction. Yes. To help us to rectify our consciousness. Yes. And since we have come into the contact with devotional service, we'll be inclined to take shelter of Krishna in the times of misery. As Krishna says, Chaturvida bhajantamam janah sukriti narjuna arto jigyasvarartati gyanicha bharatarshava. In 7th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā explains that there are 4 types of people who surrender to him. And the first is artha, those who suffer. Yes, those who suffer. So if we turn away from service, and once we surrender to Krishna, that means that we at least have some pious tendencies. So we will suffer karmic reactions, as if karmic reactions, and we will surrender to Krishna again, sooner or later. Hare Krishna, yes. Is this good? Okay? Hare Krishna.
You mentioned about these 6
items of surrender.
Items of surrender, thank you. And I hardly understand the difference between having full faith in Krishna as protector and as maintainer. What is the nuance between these 2 aspects?
Yes. There are very similar qualities. But this idea or concept that Krishna is my protector is understanding that whatever will happen to me in my life, Krishna will protect me from the influence of Maya, especially. This is the most important protection. And Krishna is my maintainer means that he maintains my devotional service, maintains my life. So he protects me from bad influences and maintains what is good. Like in this verse, Ananyas chintayantu mam ye janah parupasate tesham nitya biyuktanam yoga kshima vahamyaham. In the 9th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, Krishna explains that I carry what you lacked and protect what you have, what the devotee has. So this maintenance is more important than protection, because he maintains our love for him, and this protection means to protect us from bad influences Of course, all six are important, but I have firm faith that Krishna will always maintain me, is of course also on the bodily level to some extent. But most important is understanding this bhakti will always be protected by the Lord, yes, or maintained by the Lord, and protected, both. Hare Krishna. Yes.
One question about fearlessness, Abhay.
Yes.
What about the fear of maintaining our sadhana? Like Haridas Thakur, when he becomes old, he is so afraid to not finish his round. And we can also become afraid about our sadhana.
Yes.
And
And it seems like fear.
What if it's really a fear of sadhana or a fear of matter?
Yes.
Fear. I want to understand.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for this question. Actually, all these qualities have also positive or devotional counterpart. So Prabhupada therefore said that the problem of the Western devotees is that they are not afraid of Maya enough. Yes. So being afraid of something that is keeping us away or pulling us away from Krishna is good quality. So we should be afraid of losing something, of losing bhakti. This is very important. In Prema Bhakti Chandrika, this is a book of Narottam Das Thakur, and it's a very important book. Once Gaur Kishore Das Babaji was asked how to achieve Krishna Prema. He said, take few paisas and go to the marketplace and purchase two books, Prema Bhakti Chandrika and Prarthana, both of Narottam Das Thakur, and read them daily, and you will develop Prema Bhakti. Yes. And Narottam Das Thakur, in Prema Bhakti Chandrika, one of these two books, he states that I'm really deeply afraid that I will lose, that I will not be able to overcome the obstacles to bhakti in my life. Therefore, I constantly pray. Therefore, I constantly pray that I will be able to overcome obstacles. Yes, and not being afraid of material life is, of course, obstacle, and being afraid for our material existence is also obstacle. So, as we said before, we should pray to Krishna to help us purify our existence for His pleasure. Yes, not for being pure ourselves, but for His pleasure. We should never lose this focus on bhakti. Focus on bhakti. Yes, this is most important. Yes. This life and soul of our existence is bhakti and nothing else. Yes. So these qualities without bhakti, they're like decorations on dead body. Yes. But bhakti without these qualities are not very pleasing to the Lord. Yes. Therefore, it is said that Vaishnava etiquette, for example, which is of course applying these qualities and other qualities, is ornament for a devotee in the eyes of the Lord. So we should acquire these qualities to please the Lord. Yes. And to have proper consciousness, because the consciousness is important. Hare Krishna. Is this okay? Yes?
Est-ce que vous avez une traduction en français?
Non, c'est bon, je comprends.
What is the difference between humility and pridelessness?
Yes, this is a very interesting question. Humility means that this actually means that I not expect respect for myself, like amanitvam. This amanina manadena kirtanaya sadahari in the third verse of Shikshashtakam. Trinada pisunichana tarurivasishana amanina manadena kirtanaya sadahari. So this humility means I don't expect respect from others. Yes, and this is not very easy because maybe I'm, for example, in the Hare Krishna movement. I'm in the movement for a long time. I performed so much service in certain community, and so I expect that I'll be heard at least what my opinion is, or that someone will acknowledge my service. This is not humility, lack of humility. This is expecting some respect. Yes. Or if we are completely ignored, we can feel hurt in our heart. So this is also lack of humility. Yes. So this is humility. And pridelessness. Pride means to act, is a way of arrogance. To act as if we would be God. So that we have power over others. This is pride. Understand? This is pride. So humility is recognizing, I recognize I'm not the Lord. I'm not worthy of respect, because only the Lord is worthy of respect. And I give respect to everyone because everyone is part and parcel of the Lord. So this pride is acting as if I am God. Yes. Humility, or if we are without humility, we expect that others will recognize us as God, but pride is acting as if we would be God. So humility means I'm not expecting others to recognize me as God, and pridelessness is not acting as we would be God. Is this okay? So this is the difference. One is expecting and one is acting. Hare Krishna. Anything else? So, thank you very much for your attention. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi.